Welcome to the Public Power Line Minute. Quick conversations on timely topics that are important to AMP members. I'm Zachary Hoffman, Manager of Communications and Publications with American Municipal Power, and in 5 minutes or less, I'll help you to stay up to date on the latest issues of importance. Today, we're joined by Craig Kleinhenz, AMP's Assistant Vice President of Power Supply Planning. Craig, thanks so much for joining us.
Absolutely. Pleasure to be here.
So, Craig, for anyone who might be unfamiliar with the term, could you give us a short explanation of what peak shaving is?
Yeah, so peak shaving is lowering your load at times of high usage. This has been important because both our capacity and transmission cost are set during those peak timeframes.
Could you explain what those are and how those are determined?
Yeah, so transmission is the cost to build and maintain the big high voltage power lines that you see running throughout the area. So when that transmission company has its highest load hour for the year, whatever our municipality's loads are during that peak is how much transmission costs that they are responsible for an entire year. Capacity is a charge to make sure there's enough power plants out there at the time of the peak. This is charged in a similar way as transmission, but slightly different. So instead of just your local transmission company, it's the entire region. But also, it's not just that highest hour, it's actually the 5 highest hours. So we're trying to lower our load during the entire regional grid's 5 highest hours.
So is there generally a specific time of the day that those occur, and when are the peaks most likely to be set?
So capacity peaks are typically in the summertime, and a lot of our transmission companies peak in the summertime as well. That's a lot of times in that late afternoon, early evening time frame. Transmission companies can also peak in the wintertime, and that's usually either early in the morning or late in the evening when it's really cold outside.
And what kind of savings have members seen from peak shaving efforts?
So our members have seen a lot of peak shaving success here recently. Last year, we received over $140 million worth of savings by lowering our load during those capacity and transmission peak hours.
So what are some of the best ways that members can go about peak shaving?
So there's 2 ways to go about reducing your load during those peak hours. The first is with behind the meter generation. So this is generation or power plants that are located within your member community. The other side is what can we do with our loads themselves? So, maybe you have a foundry in town or a large customer that's able to shift their usage a little bit. And then when you get into commercial and residential, that's things like looking at trying to shift lighting usage and getting customers to change their thermostat in order to save costs for an entire year.
And then how can AMP assist members in their peak shaving efforts beyond that?
So we don't exactly know for sure when these peak hours are going to occur. And AMP has a forecast and alert program where we monitor things. We send out weekly updates on when we think these peak events might occur. So members can sign up for that. And that helps to let them know when they need to be running their behind the meter generation or communicating to their customers on when to reduce usage.
All right, just to close it out, and what would you say to any members out there interested in participating or learning more about peak shaving?
Yeah, so there's several resources available. We do have a webinar that we just conducted that goes into a deeper dive on the AMP peak shaving program. You can reach out to us and get your name added to the AMP peak alert email list so you can start getting those notifications. But the biggest thing is just reaching out to AMP in general, and we can get you pointed to the resources that you would need in order to get more active in peak shaving.
Perfect. All right. Well, it sounds like a worthwhile program. And so, Craig, thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you.
I'm Zachary Hoffman, your host for the Public Power Line Minute, brought to you by American Municipal Power. Thank you for joining us. If you found this episode helpful, be sure to share it and subscribe so you don't miss future conversations on the issues most important to AMP members. You can find the Public Power Line and the Public Power Line Minute wherever you get your podcasts.